All right, Operation Box Truck. The lady did not unlock the gate for us, so I can't drive it out of here today, but we're gonna see if this thing that's been sitting for 15 years will run. Okay, I said 15 years, but that is a lot closer to 20 years. Unfortunately, it has hydraulic brakes, so we'll see if those work. But it is a 466. That little turbo in there. So we're gonna cut some brush out, see if we can't get the cab popped, and see if we'll get her turnover. So we are not heavy truck people, and I forgot or didn't remember that these medium duties use threaded style terminals like that, and the batteries that it brought have that. So my secondary battery on the truck uses boat terminals. So we got young Ty under there pulling the terminals off the second battery so that we can put them on the new batteries and still hook up these cables. So I'm gonna keep wire brushing this stuff and checking the connections, and we're gonna put batteries in this and see if it bumps over. If it bumps over, then we will start with the fluids changing, filter changing process. So status report. Took the battery out of my truck because it had boat terminals, and then the new one that we were able to get the terminals off of my secondary battery. And then to join them together, I had an old junky cable in the toolbox, and I just happened to have a bag of terminal or of ends. So we're gonna make some jumper wires, and then we're gonna see if this thing turns over. All right, negatives are hooked up, our jumper wire. When I touch the positive, it makes a little spark. So we got something hot somewhere. So I'm gonna put the cab down and make sure everything's off before I hook those up. Oh, I guess we gotta hook up this battery still. I got all excited, I was gonna get in and try to start it, but let's hook up the battery. So earplugs, never a good sign. I got in here, pedals were stuck, so of course I forced them, and now there's nothing. But they may be low on fluid or who knows what, but I probably blew the cups out of them. Both of them, brake and clutch are both soft, so we'll see. But I got it in neutral. Luckily the key is still in it. So I just want to bump it and make sure the motor's not stuck before we put $500 worth of filters into this thing. No lights came on, nothing happened. Still nothing. Oh. There's a relay clicking. I don't think there's a clutch safety, is there? No.
Right here on the passenger frame rail, I can see it.
All right, well, we might be jumping the solenoid. Okay, we figured out the starter solenoid is on this frame rail. I'm gonna jump it with a pair of channel locks. It's in neutral, but this is still really dangerous being in here, because if it starts or takes off and I'm stuck in there, so don't try this at home. But I'm just gonna bump it to see if the starter will turn it over and if the motor is stuck. If the motor's stuck, then we stop what we're doing. But we're gonna give her the old college try here. Nothing. Just making sparks. 2 good batteries. More investigation. Well, pretty anticlimactic. We used a test light, jumped over. The starter is getting full power. The solenoid is sending full power to the starter solenoid. That's mounted to the top of the starter, and it's not activating. The whole top of that starter was covered in pine needles or fir needles. I'll show you here. So we've, like, all this stuff, any space that was open was covered in junk like that. Been pulling it out of there. So the starter was completely full, covered in those needles, and my guess is that that solenoid is just rusted inside, swole up, something. So anyway, can't get her started, gonna have to put a starter on it. So I'm gonna do a better job to identify it, see if I can't get another starter and plan another trip over here to correct it. But anyway, knowing that we got the cab up and cleared a path in is a big help for next time. In case you're wondering about this motor, it's got the weird rotary ambac on it. I think that's what that's called. So it's probably a low horsepower motor. But anyway, we're taking our batteries back and gonna regroup and try again another day. So I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't stuck before we did anything else. I don't want to buy a $500 starter just to find out it's stuck. So I actually got it to turn over by hand here, and I'm going to see if I can do it again. Ty will come in here a little closer. So I'm just turning the belt, and you can watch the damper turn. So there, she's not stuck. So I'm definitely going to get a starter. I'm not sure when I'm going to get weather like this again in the valley, so might not be back out here for a few months, but she's not stuck, so that's good. So